Hi, my name is Abe Brown. I'm the founder of Momentum Coaching, and I'm the author of the world-changing book, Getting Where You Need to Go. I'm also the president of the Certified Coaches Federation, which is one of the largest life and executive coach training organizations in the world. Thank you for taking a few moments with me today to check this video out. I want to talk for just a moment today about growing through pain. I was doing my 10-kilometer or so run the other day when I glanced over at this local playground that was just off to the side as I was driving. And my glance kind of became a gaze because my attention was captured by the thick black foam that I saw that was lining the floor of the playground area. Now, fortunately, I'm not the fastest runner on the planet, and so I got a nice long look as I ran by. Under the protective bars, the monkey swings, and the slides, there was this protective padding that was about 2 to 3 inches thick. Now, apparently, this is the latest fad in playground designs and builds to protect our children from nasty falls and unexpected drops and the accompanying bruises and bumps and lacerations. We've padded and protected the ground. When our children fall, rather than hitting the ground or the sand or the gravel and bouncing off, now what happens is they bounce off very gently off of this foam. It's pain-free. They can play, but they don't have to worry about the pain. Now, in no way do I want to pass judgment on this remarkable innovation. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a pediatrician. As a matter of fact, I think this is awesome. As a parent myself, I can remember times when my kids have been injured or had a fall or had a scrape, and hearing them cry, it absolutely affects me. And so as a parent, our natural instinct is to do absolutely everything we can do to guard and protect and keep our kids safe from a life of pain. And of course, that's what we do as parents. That's our natural instinct. However, when we move from the world of our children into the adult world, there can be no doubt that in our current culture, we're also making great efforts to create a life without pain. It's clear to me that in our current society, pain is to be avoided at all costs. Almost every ad and marketing piece speaks of this almost utopian concept of the good life, where we navigate the difficulties of staying in shape and losing weight and planning for retirement and raising our kids and having great relationships, and all of this without any pain. Now, in the world of slick marketing and airbrushed images, life, career, relationship, success all flow with effortless waves of bliss when you buy this product or you buy that service. All you need to do is sign up for this or sign up for that or buy this product, buy this service, offer up your credit card number, and you're going to have everything you want in life, but without any pain. But the truth is that growth, personal development, and maturity are almost never events that occur without some pain. The moments when we experience our greatest adversity can often become our greatest season of greatest triumph. When the pain elevates, our development accelerates. When hardship increases, growth steps up. Aristotle said it like this: we cannot learn without pain. I'll say that again. When the pain elevates, our development accelerates. And when hardship increases, growth steps up. Aristotle said this: we cannot learn without pain. Now, a few years ago, I myself went through probably the greatest period of darkness and pain that I had ever experienced in my life. And actually, that's saying quite a lot because, I had experienced quite a bit of pain in my early years. And a few years ago, though, it was even worse. And I lost much of what I had worked so hard for. I made really bad choices, and as a result, ended up in a long moment of pain and heartbreak that I honestly didn't think would ever end. But it did end. And not only did it end, but I'm standing here today stronger and more secure than I've ever been. My perspective has been shaped, my attitudes have been adjusted, my choices have been realigned, and actually my grace and my hope have been renewed. I'm a deeper and fuller person than I was ever before, and pain was the process. You see, I learned that pain is inevitable. Misery is optional, but pain is an inevitable part of life. And so I don't get to choose whether or not I have pain, but I can choose whether or not I want to have misery. Pain is an inevitable part of life, and it's not only that, but it's an integral component of the growth process. I learned things in the place of pain I could never learn in the place of pleasure and in the place where everything's just going great. So I want to just give you here today 5 principles, 5 things that can help us to grow through pain. How can we grow through pain? Well, number 1, pain brings clarity of focus. Pain has the interesting benefit of sharpening our focus. I discovered this one day when I was building my fence, and I don't know anything about building, and so thankfully I had a neighbor who knew everything about building. And for some strange reason, I had the nail gun in my hand, and I just decided that I would take my focus off for just a moment, and guess where the nail ended up? Well, of course, it ended up right through my finger. And of course, that wasn't a good idea. All of a sudden, that pain brought my focus back very, very quickly. The pain I experienced when I hit my hand with this 2-inch nail brought me back to a place of focus and clarity. What was important became clear, and I was able to finish building the fence from that moment on without any distraction. So pain brought me some clarity of focus. You see, in life, sometimes pain is crucial to help us focus again. John Maxwell said it like this: everything you now do is something you've chosen to do. Some people don't want to believe that. But if you're over the age of 21, this is John Maxwell, your life is what you're making of it. To change your life, you need to change your priorities. And sometimes pain is the very thing that helps us to get that clarity of focus. The second thing about pain is that pain puts things into perspective. Pain has the important quality of helping us put everything into perspective. Now, if you're anything like me, you can tend to get a little bit whiny. Sometimes you can even feel a little bit sorry for yourself. You have a pity party. You wonder why no one else is showing up. But pain helps us to put things into perspective, so we don't confuse an inconvenience with a legitimate problem. So many times we have these inconveniences, we say, oh, it's so bad, but really, when you experience true pain, all of a sudden, all these minor things move out of the way, and we get clear perspective. You know, Robert Fulghum said it like this, very clearly. He said, if you break your neck, if you have nothing to eat, if your house is on fire, then you got a problem. Everything else, he said, is an inconvenience. And I don't know if I'd go quite that far, but it helps us to get an idea of what pain helps us to do in terms of bringing things into focus. You see, our culture has conditioned us to actually believe that we can go through life without any struggles, any hardships, any difficulties, and some of us really believe that, and therefore we're surprised when they occur. Let me be clear. The problem is not that there are problems. The problem is that we're expecting that we will not have problems, and then thinking that having problems is a problem. And then we're surprised when they occur. Pain helps us to understand and to put all these things into perspective. The third thing about pain that I want to share with you in terms of how it helps us grow is that pain forces us to make a choice. When we're faced with pain, we're always faced with choices. The choice pain offers is not only the choice between pain and misery, but also between mediocrity and magnificence. It's the difference between average and amazing. It's the difference between living apathetically or living passionately. Pain causes us to recalibrate, to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, what's most important to me? Pain forces us to make a choice, and choices are crucial to growth and maturity. Jim Rohn described what I'm sharing like this: we must all suffer, he said, one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret or disappointment. And isn't that the truth? I mean, we're going to have one pain or the other. And it's either going to be the pain that says, I'm going to discipline myself and become all that I can become, or it's the other pain that comes when we don't do that, and later on we end up really not experiencing the fullness of our destiny. When faced with pain, we either rise up and become all we can be, or we shrink back and live far less than our full potential. Pain often helps us to close that gap between our potential and our current performance, and it's all about choices. Now, there's one thing that we all have in common. That is, at some point in our lives, we'll face adversity. It's not a matter of if, but when. I've come to realize that the difference in our success and failure is not chance, but choice. Because when adversity strikes, it's not what happens that will determine our destiny, it's how we react to what happens. The fourth thing about pain that helps us to grow in pain is this: that pain attracts support and partners. Now, this is one of the best benefits of pain, if I can call it that. You know, one of the most amazing and sweetest things about pain is that support and partnership and help is attracted to a person who's in pain. Now, in no way am I talking about us moping around, crying the blues, and being a drain on everybody around us. I'm not talking about that. But what I have discovered is that when I embrace my pain, and I engaged the process of life change that this pain was producing, people were attracted to this process, and they were attracted to supporting and to partnering with me. At a crazy time in my life in the past, I would try to carry hardship alone, even hiding it from others. Now, It simply is what it is. I don't broadcast that. I don't go out and try to let everybody know how bad my pain is, but I walk through it very authentically, very honestly. I own it. I carry it. I wear it. And what happens is people who are designed, all of us are designed to help and care and support one another. They've come alongside of me and they've helped me to get through it. You know, the healthy and the strong individual is the one who asks for help when they need it. David Joseph Schwartz said this: "Here is the basic rule for winning success. Let's mark it in the mind and remember it." Listen to this now. The rule is, success depends on the support of other people. The only hurdle between you and what you want to be is the support of other people. This is so true. And when we honestly embrace the process of pain, people come alongside of us to support us. Truthfully, a friend is someone who understands your past, believes in your future, and accepts you right now just the way you are. Pain is a thing that brings these friends to the surface. The last thing that I want to share with you about growing through pain is this. Number 5, pain is our greatest source of gain. There's no doubt for most of us, pain is our greatest place of gain. Just like staying in shape is difficult without sweat, without effort, without exertion, so personal growth and maturity is slow when everything in our lives is perfect. You know, Lance Armstrong, who I still believe is one of the greatest athletes of all time and has accomplished amazing things in terms of raising money for cancer research and has helped a lot of people, said this: pain is temporary. It may last a minute or an hour or a day or a year, but eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it lasts forever. And I remember this years ago, you know, when I was a young man and I had this opportunity in a church that I was attending to interact with this elderly lady. And she looked me in the eye one day and she asked me how I was doing, and I told her about some struggles that I was going through. And she's 80 years old, and she said, "You know what, Abe, what I found in my time on this earth is that all pain is simply temporary." And when you begin to understand that pain is temporary, all of a sudden you realize, I just need to get through it. The single difference between pain that grows us and pain that simply hurts us is our attitude. We need to consciously choose, in a place of pain, to not blame others, to not feel sorry for ourselves, but to embrace the pain and to embrace the lessons that our pain is trying to teach us. You know, Oprah Winfrey said it like this: turn your wounds into wisdom. So the reality is, at some point, we're all going to leave the padded mat of the playground, and we're going to have to face the rough and tumble and pain of life without protection, and at times without that support. Let's do so knowing our pain can be our greatest place of gain. And don't be surprised when life throws pain your way, because when pain elevates, our development accelerates. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you'll check out my website, momentumcoaching.ca, and also certifiedcoachesfederation.com.